Gradey, did the experience on court change much from game 1 to game 2 for you?
Not too much. I mean, at the end of the day, it's basketball, but kind of in the aspect of just getting the feet under all of us, and especially me, of the last game being my first game, but kind of transferring that to this game. But, a tough loss, but at the same time, it's just learning new things and, helping that develop us.
Coach said the key word was disappointing in the way you guys came out effort-wise, communication-wise. What was your impression of how the team came out at the start?
Yeah, I think we just, when we come out, not talking, not a lot of energy, just as Coach said, it's hard to get anything going. But learning from that, I mean, you got to take something from each game, and that's what's great about these summer league games is that you can do that where a lot of stuff's a lot of freedom to do so. So the next game, just knowing that we come with that energy, then it's kind of how we started our first game, and it kind of transfers over to those games and stuff like that.
An assist, I think, in the fourth where you used your pump fake and then found DJ for a three. Is I mean, as a shooter, obviously the pump fake can be very effective. Is that something you use a lot? Are you looking to use it more? Is it just situational?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's just knowing what going along with the game of what's going to help. If I've hit a couple of shots before, it's going to be a lot more useful because guys are going to start jumping a lot more. But coming into a game, I know that they're going to try to run me off the three-point line, so it can be pretty helpful at the start, but even more useful throughout the game, and that's what kind of happened there.
How do you find that balance if you know that they're going to run you off? Well, if all they ever do is run you off, then that's good because they're kind of taking away one of your key weapons. So how do you find the balance of stepping into a three that's a little bit contested versus taking advantage of a hard closeout?
Yeah, I think just really everything that you do outside of the game, and I'm kind of alone in practice with going full speed in every drill that you do, so that way you can kind of hit the ground running when you come into a game like that where they're going to be on you like that, and in the back of your mind knowing that it's what's best for the team, because if you're getting a shot and you hit it, it's good, but if you're taking another defender out the play, then it's kind of 4-on-4 in a way. So really just helping space the floor and do what's best for your team.
But I guess you got to be comfortable taking some contested threes, or else it's you're too easy to cover, I suppose, really, right?
Of course, yeah, and that I think just comes with the amount of work you put off the court. So that's what I try to do every day, and that way the contested in the game is kind of what you're used to. So
I was just talking about getting you prepped in September, hit the ground running, be a bit ahead of the curve in this week. How is that coming along, and is that very important to you to get to camp in September, feeling how much more comfortable you'd be?
Yeah, of course. I want to be as prepared as I can be, and I'm going to do everything in my power to do so, and that's what I try to do coming from Kansas, and the work I put through the pre-draft stuff to try to come into when I was in Toronto a couple weeks ago with the workouts, and then into this, just trying to hit the ground running, and that preparation is going to build my confidence, and then with that I'm going to be ready in September.
They're giving you a lot more responsibility in games as well, passing, rebounding, cutting. Are they asking you to do all that all the time?
I mean, I want to take the challenge, head on first, and I'm glad that I have responsibilities like that coming in, as the new guy. But like I keep saying, I'm gonna do what's best for the team, and if coach needs me to do so, then I'm gonna do everything in my power to do that.
At your introductory press conference, you talked about Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, and working on your conditioning so you could be as rapid as possible off ball. A little bit bigger court at Summer League. How do you feel about it through a couple games? Exerting your energy all over the court like that.
Yeah, I think the first game was right off the tip off, up and down, that 1-2 is what kind of, hit first, and then after that it just feels like basketball. But yeah, no, the court, it's kind of underrated how people don't understand, coming from, a high school and a college court, and then coming here and a lot more space. But, I like that personally for my game, because it just opens up, because you beat a defender, or you get past, it's just all, coming in and playing team defense. So just knowing how to do that and just being conditioned to do so is important. I'm still working on it, so.
As a shooter, the empty side stuff there's a lot of advantages for you there. The extra space on the court too, because you made a lot of those reads at Kansas. What's that like? You had a couple assists like that today.
Of just like
making
space.
Those empty side reads. Now that there's more room in the corner, there's more space on the side of the court.
Yeah, just knowing how the defense is guarding you, and then knowing how they're going to guard as a team, but kind of more specifically you. So I was talking about earlier how they're going to kind of stay on my hip. So if I'm coming off, the guy's going to be right behind me, and maybe a little more help from a big coming on a pick and roll, because if they don't want me shooting, that's going to open up different facets for different guys. So that's what I'm going to try to read, and still working on and doing every day in practice.
Moses' coach wasn't happy with the energy and activity you guys came out with to start the game. As a guy with a little bit more experience under your belt with this group, is there anything that you can say to these guys, or is it more something they got to take on personally?
It's a personal thing, you know. You just gotta want to go out there and play. You gotta want to go out there and have fun. It didn't look like we was having fun, and that's really it. Just take it personal. You gotta go out there and want it.
Is part of it, it's kind of hard to have fun when shots just aren't falling and you're kind of creating good looks and they're not going in, and it gets
You know, a lot of those things we can't control, but one thing we can control is our effort. So going forward, just, you know, coming out the gate, just making sure we're more ready, more, you know, with a sense of urgency.
What do you think you have to show the Raptors in these 4 games, 5 games?
Just the ability to be able to protect the rim and rebound.
Giving you any indication that that's the thing they want your offensive game to expand at all, or is that where they're focused on? Do you think?
That's pretty much, that's what's going to get us the win. So, you know, me putting two and two together, I think that's what I need to do. Just be able to protect the rim and rebound. Offense is going to come. We got shooters. We got people that could drive and get points. So, you know, just me being big, me playing with a lot of energy, I think that's going to help us get wins. So.
Did you have like choices from other teams in terms of some of the opportunities? Like, was the Raptors? Did you look at it and go, this could be a good opportunity for me?
Yeah, definitely. I did look at it and thought it would be a good opportunity for me, and you know, I still continue to think that.
What about the Toronto situation? You said, okay, I could fit in here, and there's a real chance to make a team, maybe.
You know, it was just as long as I had the opportunity to get on the court, it didn't really matter. So, shit.
Marquise is a pretty, talented on-ball creator, especially in the pick and roll. What's it like trying to match angles and create as big a passing target for him as possible through, I don't know, you guys have played 25, 30 minutes together at this point?
Just trying to get him as open as possible, making sure I'm hitting his defender and getting up on him for real, so that he can come off and see guys and see me. You know, if I roll, brings in the low man defender and the corner guys open. So he's just an amazing point guard. Him being able to see and make those reads is important too. So I got to make sure I'm doing my job, getting him open and putting him in them spots.
All right, Coach, how would you, or what was your impression of your team's performance today?
Yeah, really disappointing. I think after what we discussed on Friday and what we've talked about for the last, 36 hours, whatever it's been, the physicality, the effort areas, the readiness to play, level of competition, the detailed stuff that we watched film on, spoke at length about, wasn't there. And it's really disappointing. Our guys are aware. They know it, but those are just words. The actions speak much louder.
How do you use a performance like that to motivate them for the next one?
There's nothing that we're going to say, honestly, as coaches for where these guys are at in their careers that we're going to motivate them, right? It's going to start with the individual. It's going to be looking in the mirror, and then the collective part of it, of their togetherness of, hey, this is what it takes. Winning in this league, as we all know, is super hard. Nothing's given. Everything is earned. And unfortunately, we've learned that the hard way, twice now, sort of thing. We have a couple days to regroup. But overall, just, disappointed. But we'll have a game again on Wednesday. We'll watch the film. We'll go through it. We'll get into the things that we need to do that emphasize the importance of winning and what it takes. And hopefully we'll get, more to the level that we need just to give ourselves a chance.
I think Gradey led the team in rebounds and assists. Now, that might not be the ideal result for you guys, but is he showing, obviously a bit more than just a guy who can score?
Yeah, he's a smart player. He's, sure, like a lot of our guys, he's, trying to figure it all out here on the fly in a short window, and he's doing different things, some good, some bad. We understand, but the things that we're emphasizing, right, we're not going to get 100 out of 100, but the things that we emphasize over the 36 hours as a group, weren't at the level I think we gave out before. Offensive rebounds on free throws. It's going to be hard to win at any level of basketball when we don't do those things.
Those empty side passes are something we saw a lot of in Kansas. How encouraging is it to see him make quite a few of those reads at this level?
Yeah, he's got an all-around game. I know he came in as a shooter. That's what he does. It's a strength of his. But I also think too, there's other things that he does offensively as well: the passing, the cutting, the moving without the ball. He's learning these teammates. His teammates are learning him, and a group. So it's going to take some time. But obviously, we all as a group collectively, we want to try to fast track that process. So when it gets to September and camp, stuff like that, it's hopefully a little ahead of the curve for him.